Markakis drills it high and deep to right field. Gone! Nick Markakis' first hit in the big leagues is a round tripper.
Way back, Markakis up on the wall, and he caught it! He caught it! What a catch by Nick Markakis!
Pitch to Nick, line drive, right field. Torrey Hunter back. Torrey Hunter will watch it. It's a home run. The two-run shot for Nick Markakis with his first home run in the postseason.
Everything about the word Orioles is, it's something to be proud of. Going into the Orioles Hall of Fame with this organization, the history, the elite group of players, broadcasters, coaches that are inducted into the Hall of Fame, it's definitely an honor to be part of it.
Welcome to the 2024 Orioles Hall of Fame induction ceremony. And I'm honored to be with you as we gather to celebrate the Orioles careers of Dick Bowie, Terry Crowley, and Nick Markakis. These individuals will receive the ultimate compliment that an organization and community can bestow upon its heroes. Please welcome Nick Markakis.
There's not a better right fielder, has the highest fielding percentage of any right fielder in the history of baseball.
In my opinion, he was just the perfect consummate professional, whether it was on defense or on offense or whatever he was doing.
I valued the way he played the game. He posted every single day, and it doesn't matter. It looks like a lot of people say he didn't make excuses. He just went out there and played.
That ball in the air to right field. He got a lot of it. Markakis at the wall, and he makes the catch. Nick Markakis, a tremendous catch.
What does it mean to go in with your former hitting coach, Terry Crowley?
I don't think, besides maybe Jonesy and a couple other guys, there's no other person that I'd rather go in with.
Next today, we're honored to induct a former Orioles player and coach whose 16 coaching years is second in team history, only behind Elrod Hendricks. The Crow, Terry Crowley.
The little things that he can see in people's swings is above and beyond any other hitting coach that I've had. He's the king of swing, man. That's what they called him.
And he simplified everything. He gave me that why, that how, the what, and how to be a major leaguer on a daily basis.
So what I loved about Terry Crowley was the fact that he didn't try to remake you. He tried to make you a better version of who you already are. You got here with certain skill sets. Now let's just continue to refine those and make you better at them.
I always made it a point to be a friend to them, ask about their family. Adam Jones, Nicky, Wieters, Brian Roberts. We had developed a relationship. I'm particularly proud of going in with Nick, who was like a baseball son to me, really, and we worked so much together. And Dick Bowie, too. Dick was a knowledgeable baseball guy.
Dick Bowie served as a part-time Oriole scout starting in 1958, while other teams and even others in the Orioles organization considered drafting a high schooler named Cal Ripken as a pitcher. Dick Bowie alone recommended signing him as an infielder, and we all know how that turned out.
I used to pick his brain when I saw him in big league clubhouses. I would actually ask him what the closer on the other team had, and if he knew, he would tell me, and it would be accurate. So I'm glad we went in together.
Dick Bowie getting in, who he signed. Larry Sheets hit, 31 home runs. Al Bunbury was one of my teammates. So this is kind of like the perfect baseball story. We have a scout. We have one of the best players that I ever got to see in Nick Markakis. What can I say about Terry Crowley that is going to be fitting? If I was managing, my hitting instructor would have been Terry Crowley, because I never would have had to worry about my hitting. I mean, it's just that simple. He was that good at what he did.
He played 13 seasons with the Orioles and spent 16 years as the team's hitting coach. Please welcome the king of swing, Terry Crowley.
I met Terry Crowley in 1967. Crow, you mind if I tell the story about how you made that club? Earl's on the bench, and he says, "Come on, get over here. Sit down." And he says, "You're probably not going to play a lot because we have a lot of really good players, but you better be ready to pinch hit, because if you're not, I'll get somebody else that can do the job. Welcome to the Orioles."
You played with some of the greatest Orioles ever, Boog, Franks, Brooks, through the great years of Orioles baseball. What was it like to be surrounded by some Hall of Famers, some MVPs, and some All-Stars?
Well, first I'll make a joke of it. It meant I couldn't play.
When I would get ready for a game or I'd throw my side, Terry was always standing at home plate. How are you going to hit Goose Scotch? He's throwing 98 if you're hitting off Billy Hunter, and then the game starts. So he made me better. I made him better. He used to stand at the plate all the time, tracking pitches. Crow played with us till, 73. He goes to the Reds. Sparky Anderson says, "Probably not going to play every day, but you can help us win a World Series." What do? They win the World Series. And while Crow is playing for the Reds, it's the Big Red Machine. Pete Rose, 4,256 hits. Johnny Bench, Hall of Famer. Tony Perez, Hall of Famer. And Joe Morgan, who went in the Hall of Fame the year I got there. So now all of a sudden, Crow, who's still a relatively young player, is watching some of the greatest players that ever played move the ball around, use the whole field. And I think that's kind of where it started.
King of swing, the Oriole batting coach, number 48, Terry Crowley.
Any hitting instructor, especially at the major league level, it's his job to adapt to the hitter. It wouldn't be fair for me to go up to a player and say, "This is the way I did it, this is the way you should do it."
You have to know what works and what doesn't work. I worked for Boston for a couple years, and I was around the great Ted Williams, the most fabulous hitter that ever played. Ted could not teach hitting. I loved him. Ted and I got along great. He could not teach hitting because he wanted everybody to hit the way he did.
And the greatest thing to me that Terry Crowley and these guys do is they come up with things that they know work for each individual. It's not a one-size-fits-all. And I would walk in, and Cal Ripken's in there my rookie year, right? And he's lobbing balls that are almost touching the top of the net, and Cal's trying to hit these bullets back up the middle, right? So that was what worked for Cal. But then I would go in, he's like, "What do you want to do?" And we figured out, I want you to sit down and throw hard from short, or that sort of thing. And he was able to do all of those things and incorporate them all to make everyone the best version of themselves. And to me, that's what makes a great coach. That's why Terry Crowley's going in the Orioles Hall of Fame.
He simplified everything. We had an easy high T drill, and he said, "Look at the kid, you got talent, but I just want to hone in on everything." And I think he was able to tame me a little bit. You're getting a 22-year-old kid myself. You have a 24-year-old Markakis. So you got two guys that you can build a franchise around. And I think he's seen that early in me and just tried to hone in my talent.
Outfielder number 21, Nick Markakis.
I remember the first year. Terry Crowley was his hitting instructor. I think it was 2006. Nick was hitting 182 in April in 2006. And I went up to Crow and I said, "Crow, what's going on?" He said, "Jimmy, don't worry about it."
He got off to a real slow start. And night after night after night after night, I'm seeing strike one is that far outside. Strike two is this far outside. And then when he's 0-2, he's making an attempt to save the at-bat. And I would call him in and we'd watch the at-bats together. And after just a few sessions, I knew I had a star on my hands.
I'm pretty sure I know the reason for my success has to do with this man sitting right here, Terry Crowley. I think he said I hit 150 in April. That might have been true, but I think I hit a $183 all the way into mid-May. And Crow came to me and was like, all right, we gotta start working, meet me in the cage. He looked at me and he was like, I don't know if he remembers this. He looked at me and said, kid, we gotta start hitting. And I didn't say anything. I'm like, yeah, you think? So, and from that day on, it was every day. He was there in the cage every single day.
We went to Atlanta in like early June, and that's where he's from. And all of a sudden he got 4 hits like the first night, and then like 3 more the next night, and he was just off and running.
The year he started off hitting a $150 after 100 at-bats, he finished up .291 with 16 home runs and 62 RBIs. Pretty good rookie year.
Markakis drills it high and deep to right field. Gone! Nick Markakis' first hit in the big leagues is a round tripper.
But his second year, he hit 300, 23 home runs, and 112 RBIs, and 191 hits.
Markakis to center field. Off the top of the wall, that ball is in play. Here's the throw, triple. 2 RBIs, Nick Markakis.
In 2008, the next year, 306, 20 homers, 87 ribbies, and led the league with 17 outfield assists.
Right at Markakis. Here it is, and got him at the plate.
It's our opinion, Nick, at 25 years old, is already one of the premier outfielders in all of baseball. We think that really the best is yet to come. We're delighted to have him locked up from ages 25 to 30, wearing an Oriole uniform and patrolling in right field.
With the young talent we have and the guys that he's bringing in, I definitely see it's going in the right direction, and it's something I'd like to be part of for a while.
Today, a part of the Utah Street bleacher section at Oriole Park has been transformed into Baltimore's hottest new address, 2110 Utah Street. It's named for the uniform numbers of Orioles star outfielders Nick Markakis and Adam Jones.
To be able to play next to Jonesy for, 8 years? He made it easy to play in the outfield. I don't think in our whole career we had one run in and out there. That's just a testament of getting to know each other really well and being on the same page a lot of the time.
Nothing was getting into right center field without somebody making an attempt for it, and it was just an absolute pleasure to play with him.
It's kind of like that annoying guy, that you're like, Nick, have you ever done this? No? Well, let's try it. And then he beats you the first time he does it. Nick used to walk around the clubhouse balancing chairs and balancing, like, he would had a ladder on his chin one day, I'm like, it's those things that he could do that you're like, where do you even learn that sort of stuff? But he was just good at kind of everything he did. The one thing I always admired about Nick was the fact that he could go out there and compete. He could struggle, he could succeed, and you really never knew which one he was doing. He was just always so level. But he was the kind of guy who, for me, I was always trying to be ultra prepared. So I'm out there ready, and I'm getting ready in the training room, and it's like 7 minutes before first pitch, and Nick is like in the hot tub. Like, you're playing today, right? He's like, yeah, why? And it's just, he comes out, takes a few throws, and next thing you know, he goes 3 for 4.
Everybody asks me what are some of my greatest memories. I think one of the best memories I remember is, I know a lot of guys and fans remember the game we played the Red Sox at the end of the year, and we ended up spoiling their season.
Here's the 1-1 delivery. No, it's trapped! The Orioles coming to the plate, rival! They did it! They did it! They did it! The Orioles have beat the Red Sox! 2 runs, bottom of the 9th inning!
I think that was the start of something really, really great for this organization. After that year, we had Buck come in here. The communication and the camaraderie was something like I haven't seen in the past, and you know, it all just kind of came to light from there, and you know, we had a great run.
No one said that winning a division or going to the postseason in any style was going to be easy. 2 teams that know that right now are the Yankees and the Orioles. The battle goes on for first place in the American League East.
Oh, man.
On the hand, and Markakis immediately heads over to the dugout.
When it first happened, I knew I broke it. I couldn't bend my finger.
Nick's not going to leave us. His presence and what he's meant to our club off the field and in the clubhouse means a lot to guys.
Oh, that's piss Nick right there. May not show it, but that's piss Nick.
You're right in the thick of a pennant chase.
Yeah,
for the first time in your career.
Yeah, right in the thick of a pennant race. You know, spent 6 years trying to get to that, and you know, one pitch takes it away from you. But you know, I was still there. I was still part of it. You know, the guy's biggest cheerleader. So.
Camden Yards in Baltimore as we get set for Game 1 of the American League Division Series. We are ready to go. First playoff game in Baltimore since 1997.
Him not being able to, you know, seal the deal of getting to the postseason after he's the blood, sweat, and tears, literally a broken bone, put him in this position, and he wasn't able to reap it. That kind of, as a player, you want to see that. You want to see the guys reap those benefits.
We didn't get to experience that first run. We were both hurt in 2012 when we made the playoffs for the first time. We both kind of sat in the dugout together, and we enjoyed the atmosphere. The atmosphere was incredible. I remember it like it was yesterday, walking out there and the rally towel was going, and it was so loud, and he handled it like a champ, like a true professional as always, and then he got his chance later on to play in the playoffs and really enjoy that success.
But 12, 13, 14, my last couple of years, you know, a lot of people say it's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Two strikes on Goins. Ground ball to first. There's Pierce. And the Orioles are champions of the AL East.
Happy, joy, relief. It was my first opportunity to get to do something that I've worked my whole career for, and to be part of it, you know, with that group of guys in this organization, it was surreal, and I was just kind of taking everything in.
If it's, you know, it's the reason why I wanted to be here. It took a while, but I knew eventually it was going to happen, and if I had to do it all over again, I'd do it the same exact way. I mean, right now it's a great feeling, and it's everything I hoped for.
We won the division, which was unbelievable. We won it by a big margin. And then to get in the postseason, to have him there, it's all he could ask for. It's what we play for. And one of his lasting memories and lasting games here is him hitting a home run here.
Line drive right field, Torrey Hunter back. Torrey Hunter will watch it. It's a home run off the roof of the groundkeeper's shed. A 2-run shot for Nick Markakis. The Orioles lead it 2-0.
And we took down a 3-headed beast. So you can't beat Scherzer, Verlander, and Price. No one can beat them consecutively. But if you get them out the game, you can beat the bullpen.
You're almost kind of in disbelief. I mean, look at those 3 jerseys up there. They're all Cy Young winners. You know, look at it. They got their Cy Youngs lined up. But we went through it, and beat all through, and thank God we had Nelly Cruz that year, because I think he's the one that single-handedly beat all those guys.
But him getting up and said, "Hey, this is a moment for me right now," and we all jumped on his back, and Nelson's.
2003, I was 19 years old, which was young for me, and I got kind of thrown into the fire. I didn't know what to expect. It started out a little tough for me at 19 years old. The travel, hotels. My God, I don't know how we stayed in some of the hotels we stayed in. Just the travel, the grind, minor league, 18-hour bus rides. I can't remember if it was my uncle or my dad. It was probably both of them. I called them up and I was like, I can't do this. I'm done. They were just like, give us some time. Give us some time. Don't rush anything. Just go about your business, do your thing, and see how it goes.
Markakis takes that one to center field. That's Steve Gardner. Got a bad break. That's going to go to the wall. Jones will come around to score easily. An RBI, Markakis, and a 1-0 O's lead.
When it all came down to it, at the end of that season, I went back home and I said, man, that was probably the best decision I ever made, was just to stay put and give it a chance. To this day, I'm thankful to be brought up in this organization, this city, and this state. Now keep your hands close together.
How far, Mr. Cruz?
There you go. Now swing.
There
you go. Want it? Here, take a black one too. This way you have one of each. I had the opportunity to play for two organizations, the Braves and the Orioles, but I was just glad to be able to play for two of the best organizations in baseball. But truly, the Orioles having, to me, the best fans in baseball. We have some of the most die-hard baseball and football fans out of anybody in the country, and to be brought up in it and be part of it, it was my first 9 years. I was on cloud 9. It was an awesome ride, an awesome experience.
Markakis swings, hits it in the air, left center field. Nobody's going to get that one. The go-ahead run to the plate. The Orioles have the lead. Give him a chance and he'll get it done. Got a lot of it. Markakis at the wall, and he makes the catch. Nick Markakis, a tremendous catch.
Played the game the right way, did things the right way, was a great teammate. There's a lot of little things that define you besides the sport you play, and you learn that throughout your whole career, and you apply that into your job on a daily basis. And I just wanted to be remembered as a guy that went out there, did his business, and went home, took care of his family. That was it.